Looks pretty clean. Check this bad boy out. This is a 1984 Honda TRX200. It's actually in pretty good shape. I've never seen one in this good a shape before, actually. Like, the seat's not ripped. Plastics are like really nice, except for the one crack right here. But basically this thing was abandoned. I guess the guy was using it for hunting and ice fishing, and he ended up losing spark on it and then just let it sit, I think, for how many years is that? 6 years. So it's been sitting for like 6 years. I guess there was a pinhole in the gas tank, so he made another gas tank up here and then had a line going to the carburetor from this. So that's kind of interesting. Kind of weird. So we might try to repair the gas tank as well. But I got this thing from the dealership. It was a trade-in. The guy at the dealership said that his friend was buying a side-by-side, and this was a trade-in. He said he knew the guy for a long time, so he took this on trade, even though it was kind of a piece of junk. So we are going to try to get this thing fixed up today and running, see if we can get spark, and then we'll try to fix up the gas tank. It looks like the battery was mounted in the back here for some reason. It looks like he put a bigger battery on it. And then it's got like an aftermarket slip-on exhaust here. Check that out. I don't know what that's about. It looks like a 2-stroke one converted to a 4-stroke silencer there. Kind of interesting. But tires are nice and beefy. This one's holding air. The front ones are a little dry rotted. It looks like there are some studs on it for ice fishing, I'm guessing. That one's holding a little air, but that one's holding air. That's got lots of tread left. But all the controls are there. It does light up and turn over, but it does not start. Everything is loose on it, so that's good. Nothing is rusted too much. Brakes work. Let me see if the back brake works here. So yeah, basically everything works on it except for the no spark situation. So it's actually a really, really nice quad. Let's see if the lights work. Yep. Headlight is an LED headlight. Pretty nice. Choke works. Let's take a look underneath the seat here. Let's see. This pops up like that. You can see this is where the battery was supposed to go, right in there. So yeah, I think he just bought a bigger battery for it, or maybe just had one laying around and converted it to that. There's the solenoid. Let's take a look under the airbox here quick before we start digging into it, just to see. I don't want to have a mouse fly into the engine. Let's see here, because it has been sitting for a little bit, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was a mousy mouse living in here. But, oh, that one's out. These are kind of rusty in there. I think there's an air filter in it. Oh, let's see here. An air filter that's not really attached. It looks like a Honda 400EX air filter in there. You can see it's like melted on there. Actually, it's silicone on. That is pretty funny. So, I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. Not much, but yeah, so that's the air filter. There's no mouse in there. Looks pretty clean. Looks like it was at least oiled up. Let's see if it's got compression. Oh yeah, baby. Good compression. This is the model with the high, low, and reverse option. So you pull this up, you go to high, pull back, pull it up, go to reverse. And I think you have to be in neutral in order for that to work. Let's see if there's anything in the toolkit. That would be cool. Ah, no tools. Darn. I thought for sure, being this nice of one, there'd be something in the toolkit. So let's start digging into this thing and see if we can get it to get spark here. Alright, we'll begin by checking the oil. Make sure there's some oil in this thing before we start turning it over a bunch. Wow, that looks like brand new oil. Check this out. I think that's brand new. I wonder if the guy at the dealership did actually work on it. 'Cause man, that looks like brand new. Unless the guy that traded it in put brand new oil in it before he traded it in. But like, I mean, look at that, that's brand new. I've never gotten a four-wheeler before with brand new oil in it. That's kind of a rarity. Alright, well, let's try to turn this thing over and see if it starts. Maybe we'll get lucky and maybe the guy just didn't turn it over long enough and maybe it actually didn't lose spark. Alright, that's no go, so yeah, most likely there's no spark. Alright, let's take out the spark plug and take a look at that. See if we're getting anything to the plug. Gas is still flowing in this thing. Is it draining out the carburetor? Why is it still flowing? Alright, sure enough, carburetor is leaking. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'll turn the gas back on here. It was leaking pretty good. So that needs to be fixed as well. We'll first check out the spark plug boot here, because sometimes that can cause problems where it's not, where the wire isn't exposed enough. We'll cut a little bit of that off. Alright, twist that back on here. Alright, that's good. Let's get that plug out of there. What size plug is that? Alright. Looks like it was running okay. It's not too black. Let's see if we got any spark here. Turn it on. See what's going on here. Doesn't look like anything. Let's see if there's good compression. Sometimes that compression feels good, but no spark. Alright, I kind of have a feeling that it's corroded in here. Let's just see what happens when you turn it to off right here. Does it still turn over? Yeah, that could be the kill switch. Let's quick do a compression test. I'm kind of curious to see what compression it has. Get this in there. Alright. Alright, you guys are going to watch the reading here. See what we get. Here we go. Hopefully it's over 100. Whoa. Shot it right off. Too much compression. Jeez. Alright. Let's try this again. Start. It's almost 150. So 142 pounds of compression. I'd say that's pretty good. Plenty of compression to run. So I think we're gonna start with the easiest thing first. Let's start digging into that thing and see if it's all corroded in there. The start button sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. So I'm thinking that's kind of corroded in there, which means the kill switch could be corroded, causing problems. So we'll start there. Start with the easiest thing first. Feels like this has been taken off before though. The screws weren't very tight. Alright. There's definitely some gunk in there. We're gonna try cleaning that out. And we'll see if that was the cause of the problem. Alright, so how the kill switch works is it connects the circuit when it's off. So it hits that brass to that brass and connects the green to the black when it's off. And it's off both directions. In the middle, it doesn't connect the circuit and it's an open circuit. So unfortunately, that was not the problem, because that is in fact an open circuit. I checked the continuity between the green and black and there was nothing, so that means that the circuit is open. And then I checked both these too just for fun and they were closed, so everything is working properly on the switch. Alright, I want to get the tank off so we can check the coil and then the CDI mechanism down here. And then I want to fix the tank too. Oh yeah, you can see the tank was really bad. Holy cow. Look at all the patchwork done to the tank. You can see that's been patched up a couple times. Holy cow. Alright, so the coil should be right here. It's kind of hard to see right in here. So we'll take those leads off and just clean those up a bit. See if we're getting the ground to the coil. Alright, we got the coil out right here. You can see the leads are pretty good. Let's clean those up a bit with a little sandpaper, just to make sure that there's nothing on there causing problems. You can see this is the ground one, marked green. WD-40 on it. And then I want to do a quick ohm reading test on it. Alright, so I looked up online and it said that this is directly from the manual, actually, right here. Primary coil is 0.18 plus or minus 0.02 ohms. So 0.18, I think we got, I'm pretty sure we got 0.2, so that's going to be within spec. Getting 0.3 ohms for the primary coil. That's right around what we need for that. So I think the coil checks out just fine. All right, so coil checks out okay. We are going to check the boot next. I did an ohm reading test on it and I wasn't getting any resistance between it. So I kind of suspect that that might be the problem. I took a reading from the ground wire on the coil too, because I thought maybe we weren't getting the ground, and we've got continuity between the green wire and the frame and the negative to the battery, so it's definitely getting a good ground. One more thing we can check to see if the pulsar is working, the pulsar coil, is to see if the voltage reading from the wire right here, which is the positive going into the coil, is making voltage. But I want a quick check and make sure that the boot isn't the problem first. We are going to take off the boot and then just basically ground this to the frame and see if it sparks. If it sparks, that means it is most likely the boot that's causing the problem. So, and see if you guys see anything spark. I'm just gonna hold this right up to the frame here. See if you guys see anything here. Oh. Look at that spark. Alright, so we're getting spark without the boot. So I think the boot is the problem. So let's go see if I can find another boot for this thing. And hopefully that was the problem. Alright, I found a boot in my parts box. Let's see if we've got spark now. Start button still is kind of sticky. Looks like we've got good spark. So I think that was the problem. Yep. Alright, we've got good spark. That is insane. I thought for sure it would be something different, but it was the boot right here causing all the no spark issues. So that's a good lesson for all of us. So even if the coil checks out, always check your boot too. I was gonna skip that part because I'm like, no way is the boot bad, but sure enough, the boot was bad. Alright, let's get the spark plug back in here. And let's see if she fires up now with that new boot. Alright, we'll turn the gas on. Oh yeah. That's awesome. It's running great. Smoking from somewhere. Uh-oh. Why is it smoking? Probably just burning off old oil. Looks like there might be an exhaust leak from somewhere. It's a little smoky back there. dying like that. Kind of weird. I'm thinking maybe it needs a carb clean. So let's get that carburetor out of there, clean that, and then go from there. Alright, so it turns out the fuel was not all the way on. So now it's all the way on, and check this out. We got the oil down a lot. Carburetor doesn't leak anymore. Now it's running perfectly. No smoke. Absolutely zero smoke. Running great now. So that looks like that's fixed. I'm going to leave the gas tank up there like that. I don't really care. It seems to be working out pretty good because this gas tank is just toast. I mean, it's got so many repairs on it already. Check that out. I mean, it's probably leaking from every little crevice that was repaired. So we're just gonna leave that and not mess with that, but it would be nice to have the original gas tank, but this one's just too far gone, I think. So we'll put everything back together. We'll keep an eye on the carburetor, make sure it's not leaking, but so far it's not leaking a drop, even when it's off. You can see. And the gas is fully on right now. So now it's on to the cosmetic work. I want to paint up the rims a little bit. You can see those are pretty rusty. So we'll get some matching paint for it. And then I want to check the oil again, make sure that level is still correct. Alright, let's see what the level's at. See if it still looks new. Yep, looks brand new still. And level is good. We'll wait a little bit for it to drain back, but yeah, there's still oil in it. Perfect. Alright. So that's all good to go too. Alright, just gonna spray paint these wheels quick. We don't have to make them look perfect. You can see how rusty they are. Doesn't really matter, I just want it to look a little bit better than what it does. So don't give me crap in the comments for painting them quick and not like sanding them or anything. Who really cares? It's an old quad. You take some brake cleaner and you get alcohol. Voila! So I got the two back ones done. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. This isn't like a show quad or anything. And then I cleaned up the body here a little bit, and that shined right up. Looking pretty sweet to me. Alright, let's get a little air in the tire right here. It's pretty flat. That's pretty good. I think this one's gonna be good too. Yeah, that one's pretty good. Back ones need a little bit. That one's good. Alright, that one's good too. Alright, all the tires are pumped up. Got the wheels painted. Looking pretty good. Let's go take her for a test drive. Running perfect. Oh, we're in reverse right now. Let's go into high here. Thing goes pretty good. Alright, well, so far so good. Running great. Let's go take a look in the creek over here. See what's going on. See if there's any suckers back here. It's flowing pretty good. No fishy fish yet through the stream here. Look at that. What a beaut. Look how high the water is over here. Look at that. That's crazy. That's really high. Cutting down a lot of wood back here. Look at this, completely flooded back here. Yeah, it's usually this whole area back here floods all the way up until like probably where that wood is right there. See how deep this stuff is. That's pretty deep. Getting all muddy. Alright, just made her back from the first ride, and everything went perfectly on this thing. Ran perfect, shifted perfect, brakes all work, lights work, everything was perfect. So I think this thing is good to go. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing yet, either keep it or sell it. It's very tempting to keep because it runs so great, and right now it's super reliable. So I don't know, if I end up getting some land, which I'm looking for still, this would be great to just keep it at that land and ride it around there, in case I have to like haul some stuff or do certain stuff with it. But yeah, I don't know, it's a pretty sweet machine, and you really can't go wrong with a Honda, especially the older ones. They're just like bulletproof. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the little video on this thing, picking it up, fixing it up, finding the no spark issue, and doing a test drive on it. It was pretty fun, and this thing was already in really good condition, so that kind of helped as well. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned for next video, and until next time, we are out.